The life cycle hypothesis, LCH, is an economic theory that explains consumer spending and saving behavior over an individual's lifetime. Developed by Franco Modigliani, Richard Bromberg, and Albert Aun of Humpy in the 1950s, it posits that individuals plan their consumption and saving decisions over their entire expected lifespan to achieve a smooth and stable level of consumption. Core idea and assumptions. The central tenet of the LCH is that people aim to smooth their consumption over their lives. This means they try to maintain a relatively consistent standard of living, even if their income fluctuates significantly at different stages. To achieve this, the LCH makes several key assumptions. Rationality and foresight. Individuals are assumed to be rational and forward-looking, making decisions based on their expected lifetime income and resources, rather than just their current income. Finite lifespan. The model typically assumes a finite and predictable lifespan, allowing individuals to calculate their total lifetime resources. Income variation. Income is expected to vary systematically over a person's life. Young adulthood. Income is often low, e.g., students, entry-level jobs. During this phase, individuals may borrow, e.g., student loans, mortgages, to finance consumption above their current income, anticipating higher future earnings. Prime earning years, middle age, income peaks during this period. Individuals in their prime earning years tend to save a significant portion of their income to pay off past debts and accumulate wealth for retirement. Retirement, old age. Income typically falls sharply or becomes zero, relying on pensions, savings. In this phase, individuals draw down their accumulated wealth to maintain their desired consumption level. No bequest motive. In its strict form, the simplest version of the LCH assumes individuals plan to consume all their wealth by the end of their lives, leaving nothing as a bequest. However, later refinements acknowledge the possibility of a bequest motive. Implications for consumption and saving. Hump-shaped wealth accumulation. The LCH predicts that an individual's wealth accumulation will follow a hump-shaped pattern. It will be low or negative in early adulthood, peak in middle age, and then decline in old age as wealth is saved. Consumption as a function of lifetime resources. Current consumption is not solely dependent on current disposable income, but is primarily determined by an individual's total lifetime resources, which include current wealth and the present value of expected future labor income. Aggregate saving and economic growth. The LCH has important implications for aggregate saving in an economy. It suggests that the aggregate saving rate is not primarily driven by the level of national income, but by its growth rate and the demographic structure of the population. In a growing economy with a larger proportion of young, working individuals who are saving, compared to retirees who are dissaving, there will be a positive net saving rate. Short-run versus long-run consumption function. The LCH can reconcile the seemingly conflicting observations of short-run and long-run consumption behavior. In the short run, if wealth is held constant, the consumption function might appear to have a positive intercept and a marginal propensity to consume, MPC less than 1, consistent with Keynesian views. However, in the long run, as wealth grows along with income, the consumption function shifts upward, leading to a constant average propensity to consume, APC. Life cycle hypothesis versus permanent income hypothesis, PIH. Both the LCH and the PIH, developed by Milton Friedman, are prominent theories explaining consumption smoothing. While they share similarities in their emphasis on long-term income, there are subtle differences. Focus. The LCH explicitly focuses on the systematic variation of income and consumption over an individual's lifetime, emphasizing the stages of borrowing, saving, and dissaving. The PIH, on the other hand, distinguishes between permanent income, long-term average income, and transitory income, temporary deviations from permanent income, and argues that consumption is primarily based on permanent income. Time horizon. The LCH inherently incorporates a finite planning horizon, the individual's lifespan. The PIH can be applied at any point in time, focusing on the distinction between permanent and transitory income components, regardless of age. Mechanism of smoothing. The LCH explains smoothing through borrowing and saving across different life stages. The PIH explains smoothing by suggesting that temporary changes in income are largely saved or dissaved, while consumption adjusts primarily to changes in permanent income. In essence, both theories provide powerful insights into how individuals make consumption and saving decisions to achieve a stable standard of living over time, moving beyond simple Keynesian notions of consumption solely depending on current income.